Hi YouTube, what is good? My name is Rice Boy Unreliable. Don't ask me why. Today we're gonna have a conversation about owning a Celica in 2020. New year. It's mid 2020. I think it's April 21st, and it's 11:37. So today we're gonna talk about how the 2000s through 2005 Toyota Celica is in general. I've owned this car for about a year. I've always owned Celicas. My first Celica is actually 2003 also, same one as this one. It did not have the TRD body kit. The one I actually own now has the TRD body kit. So I'm going to tell you about my first experience with the Celica. So my experience with the Celica is that if you're expecting to be a little bit fast, it is a flashy car. When you're driving around, it is flashy, and it's quick. It's not fast like a turbocharged car or like a Honda with VTEC, but it's a pretty good car for what it is. And with that first car I had, it had a cold air intake when I bought it. I bought it with 200,000 miles, and I think it was like 205,000 miles on that car, and it was still running pretty damn good. I took it to school and back, and by the way, I live in Torrington, so yes, Connecticut 06790 people. I used to drive from Torrington to Waterbury back and forth all year long, and it was a very reliable car to me with 200,000 miles. And if you follow the forums online in YouTube, Facebook, what else? Forums on Google. You find the new Celica forums and some of the old Celica forums will have the old Celica logo on it. Sorry, there's just somebody coming by doing their own thing. Alright. If you follow them, you will learn a lot about these cars. And throughout my time owning them, is that with that first car, is that these cars are really reliable if you take care of them. I used to do my oil changes every 3,000 miles. I wasn't playing games with that car because of the fact that I didn't want my engine to go and just get messed up, you know. So overall, you get the point. It was a very reliable car to me, and what else can I say about it? It was very reliable. If you guys have any questions about the Toyota Celica, it's a reliable car. Like the Toyota Matrix, the Toyota Corolla. I think some Camrys still run the engine with a little bit of a bigger block, if I'm sure. In some forums, you can find most of your questions. Alright, so let's go back to the topic of my first Celica. That Celica was painted black. I did some dumb shit to that car where I thought spray painting the car would make the car so much nicer. But I did spray paint the headlights too. That was my mistake. I was like, oh, let me just buy some cheap paint and spray paint the headlights, because the night shades were like 15 bucks. And I was like, all right, I was trying to do it in a budget. And I risk losing visibility, stuff like that. But when you own a car, it's for an experience mostly. And most people just find that daily driving a car, and that's fine. But when you're in the automotive world, where you really like what you like doing, you do things that might seem stupid at first, but you learn from it. And you get the experience, and you get to tell people what you did wrong or something like that, of that nature. So that first Celica, I ended up doing an intake manifold gasket, and I guess I put it the hoses on wrong. This is why you watch and read forums on these type of stuff when you're doing the work and you don't know what you're doing. So I did the intake manifold gasket, put the wrong hose, put the coolant hose where the vacuum was going in. I killed that engine. I hydrolocked it. Thankfully that day, it came back to life for some odd reason, and I ended up selling the car with the burning oil issue, and and for like $1,000. That's the good things about these cars, is that they're cheap. They're cheap cars when you buy them with high mileage, but they're extremely reliable. So if you're in the stock if you're looking for a Toyota Celica of between 2000 and 2005, you will find rarely any anymore. These cars are becoming rare in 2020, where you're either going to find them beat, like the paint job is going to be beat and it's going to be messed up, or you're going to find them either taken apart or people trying to part them out because they're just not taking care of this Toyota Celica. They're taking advantage of the name, and they're not doing their oil changes on time, or they're not doing the required maintenance at a certain schedule. And that car, I sold it, like I said, I sold it for $1,000, and then I got an Eclipse, which that's for a later video. I think I have it on my cover, and I still do a little bit. I'm talking about my experience with that car and the eBay coilovers and all that other stuff. Alright, so now we're going to talk about my second Celica that I just got, and it's been a year since I had this car. So my second Celica that I currently drive today is a 2003 Celica GT. I've been driving this car for a year. It's a extremely reliable vehicle. I've never had any problems with it besides me doing some dumb work to it because I want to make my car look nice. So I bought the car with the TRD body kit, and it had 225,000 miles, 230,000 miles. And so far I've done 10,000 miles on this car, 15. So that makes it a year. That makes it, I drive 15,000 miles a year. Cloth seats, 5-speed manual transmission. My last one was a 5-speed also. Transmissions are awesome. They're phenomenal transmissions. Just don't cheap out on your clutch, because you will be paying back for that. Just the fact it's a reliable vehicle and it gets you from place to place doesn't mean you cheap out on parts either. If you want your car generally to be reliable, you pay the price what you pay for it, you know? And the handlings on the Celicas are phenomenal. They're great handling cars. So right now I'm going to talk about my handling suspension on my car. So on my car currently, I have Megan Racing lowering springs, and I also have 225/40 wheels. They're 18s that I got not too long ago. We're fucking rubbing in the back, as you can hear. If you can't hear it, we're rubbing definitely. But these are just summer wheels. Fuck them. I try to upload some video on the car overall, how it looks. The car doesn't have a lot of modifications on it. I didn't really bother with modifying it that much because of the solely fact that it's a daily driver for me, and I just wanted to get it from point A to point B, but I wanted to handle nicely, and that's the best the Celica is for, is handling and taking those corners when you want to go really fast. And it's good on gas also. So on an average of a Celica with 200,000 miles, I get about, I think it's set about 30 miles per gallon, and highway's 28, I think. And this car, let me tell you, from driving from Torrington all the way down to New Haven and back, I get like a half a tank, which is fantastic, because I remember driving my Eclipse, and that car was giving me half a tank to get to Waterbury only. That's not round trip. So these cars are going to save you a lot on gas. If you're a college student looking for a nice car, but still don't want anything fast, just got the Celica. The Celica's phenomenal. Now I'm going to tell you the flaws about them. The flaws about these cars is that you rarely find parts for them anymore. Like, I work at an Advanced Auto Parts, and I can get parts whenever I feel like it. And struts for this car, I found the passenger side strut, I think. No, the driver's side strut. I got the driver's side strut, and the passenger side strut was surprisingly like $150 just for the strut. No springs or anything, because I already got Megan springs, so I wasn't worried about that. It was $150 for a Monroe strut. And the passenger side one had to been special ordered, and I want to stay for 5 days. At the time I had the car taken apart, whatever. And I just needed the strut because it was shot. Other stuff like brake pads, rotors, those are completely okay. Like in the GT, it's drums in the back. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to do, but once you get it once, it follows you for a lifetime. That's how I like to think it as. Once you do it once, it follows you for a lifetime, and you can tell people about your experiences. And that's just the fun fact of like owning cars like a Celica, is that people just buy them just to daily drive them, and they don't really modify them, so you're not really running a risk of like buying something that's broken. I mean, the car is already generally reliable. The transmissions are reliable. The engines are generally reliable because they sold so many models of the engine, you know? They sold so many models of the Corolla, the Matrix, the Camry, even though Camrys come with the V6 now, but... And let's see what else I can talk about. Lowering springs for this car, you're going to find the Megans for $150, and you're going to find the TNs for $220. If you're looking specifically for the TRD body kit, I'm going to let you guys know on this. It's extremely rare to find the TRD body kit on a car that's already stock. Like, we're not talking about knockoff eBay body kits. We're talking about like strictly genuine TRD body kits. It's called the Action Package that Toyota used to sell with the Celica. It was an option with the audio system. You could get that. The TRD body kit with the wing side skirts and the bumper, you could get that. I think the kit was generally about $5,000 from Toyota. Don't mark me on that. You'd have to look it up. But my car thankfully came with the body kit already, and I bought it used with 200,000 miles. And I got a pretty good price. These cars, they go for pretty cheap if you get them with 200,000 miles. They go for pretty cheap. If you have $1,000 budget, you might find a Celica. But it won't come with the TRD body kit. That's the issue. Is like, if you really love the body kit, you're gonna have to start saving money for that body kit, or wait a little bit till someone starts selling them. I think I waited about a month, 3 months for a car like this to come up that was manual, because I was seeing all the time with the TRD body kit. It's nice, but it was automatic. Which actually my girlfriend right now is looking for a Celica with the body kit, but she wants it automatic. When I was searching for a manual, there was a bunch of them that were automatic, and I was like, she's like searching for an automatic with the TRD body kit, and there's like none. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Fog lights for these cars. The TRD body kit car that you buy stock from Toyota back in 2000 or 2005, they don't come with fog lights. So what I did, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to overwhelm you guys on too much video content, or too much in one post type of thing in one video. So I'm gonna leave you guys at that. Hopefully you guys get a Celica if you guys are a college student or high school and you guys want a Celica. I definitely recommend the Toyota Celica as a car for anybody looking for a Toyota Celica, especially if you're looking for fitment or just general handling of the vehicle. You'll enjoy the car. I guess I'll end it at here. I'm currently driving my Celica right now. I'm going to pick up my girlfriend and most probably stay inside because of this whole quarantine thing going on, and it doesn't help anybody out, especially when you're trying to get shit done. You're just trying to go out and have a good time. Days like video making on YouTube is definitely one of the things I'm going to be concentrating on making for you guys. And like my shit, subscribe to my shit, because there's definitely more for this Celica I'm probably going to be doing if it keeps on running. Currently this car has 246,000 miles on it, nearly hitting 247,000, and it's been good to me besides all the dumb shit I've been doing, like not tightening up brake caliperable, because like I said, it's a learning experience. You learn from all the mistakes you make. Or tightening that serpentine tensioner at the stud. Don't over torque it. That's my advice to you before I go. Don't over torque that bolt. Read the torques specs on that, and just get used to reading your torques. If you really like cars, just start torquing everything down so you know that one thing won't fall out and you can just drive your car and go. Alright, peace out, YouTube.